Hey guys, Rinji here. Once again bringing you the worst out of the VTuber community. And today we have something rare. Someone going after a different HoloLive creator other than Kali. And this time for something extremely petty. And something the person probably doesn't even understand in terms of how the HoloLive community actually works. But without further ado, let's get right into that. So there's this composer and musical artist called Joshua Tailpale. He decided to respond to Fuwamoco's call for a 10-second jingle. Let's call it contest, as people, fans of Fuwamoco and HoloLive in general, can submit WAV or MP3 clips when it comes to the submissions. And they simply requested a piece of music out of their fans. It's pretty normal. HoloLive talents quite frequently request such things of their fans, and these fans, not expecting anything in terms of monetary compensation at least, happily submit their pieces of art, their pieces of music, what have you. And they're just happy receiving praise from their favorites, from their Oshis, and just being included in the fan event. But this person had another idea, and in no better terms has accused Fuwamoco of just taking advantage of people so they can produce free art for them. So let's see what he had to say. Can't stand seeing big accounts like this fish for art, music, etc. from fans to be used free of charge. You have the money, pay a composer directly, or at least, very least, pay the winner a license fee. Credit them for its use while you're at it. And the funny part about all of this is that this particular person has worked with Mori Calliope before. And as you know, Mori Calliope, big HoloLive talent and musician. And the fact that he worked with her and didn't know how this works in terms of, community engagement and just doing something for the fans and the fans doing something in return for their talents is a little bit baffling for me. But instead of trying to do a little bit more research on the things he's talking about, he just decided to go off. And that's not everything. He had other things to say too. So let's take a look at those too. Hard to understand why people would be upset by this idea. It's not like I'm asking broke indie creator to go into debt for assets. To create something on another person/company profits off of it should be compensated. Simple as that. Fans aren't to blame here. See, I agree with all of that, but I know there's this meme going around, of different kinds of artists or different kinds of even commissioners paying others in exposure. But when it comes to HoloLive, when it comes to how big HoloLive is, and when it comes to how much a particular artist, be it, a fan artist, be it a composer, what have you, they benefit a lot. The exposure can very easily catapult someone into stardom. There's so many artists out there that have simply attached themselves to one particular talent and just produced high quality fan art for them. And that alone was enough. A mention or even a retweet from that particular talent has managed to make that particular artist into a household name. It happens quite a bit. And let's not forget all of these fan-made projects that are made just out of passion. You've got HoloCure, you got the idol fighting game. I mean, these things, they are played by hundreds of thousands of people, in case of HoloCure, if not by millions at this point. So, these artists, these programmers, these musicians, these whatever types of artists, they simply do it out of passion. Not everything has to have compensation behind it. And the fact that sometimes the exposure, I'd even say in the case of HoloLive, most of the time the exposure gives so much back to the artists, sometimes life-changing things. I'd say that's well worth just contributing to it, don't you think? But this guy just thinks differently or just simply doesn't understand it. But there's more. I'm hearing that they may in fact be broke creators, thus HoloLens not supply their creators with the resources they need to operate under the bar they've set for quality? Unfortunate if so. Well, you know, you could have once again done your research on that part before opening your mouth initially and trying to blame someone for something they're simply not guilty of, but, you know, what do I know? Artists draw fan art would easily cost $300+ that get used daily in thumbnail and they aren't mad. They get ecstatic over it. Musicians always have a fucking road up their ass. We'd loosen up if we had the money to eat. And you think people that draw money earn more than musicians? Get a fucking grip on reality, mate. Oh, definitely not. Artists are probably paid even worse. In my experience, they should be paid more too. Yeah. Again, but we're going back to you not understanding why people actually want to contribute to that. HoloLive itself has clear rules when it comes to fan art, and when it comes to competitions like this, that, you know, people that are voluntarily taking part in these competitions shouldn't expect compensation, at least in the monetary sense. They will be included, they will be properly credited, but when it comes to, you know, monetary compensation, that's a completely different thing. But still, these rules are loud and clear. None of these VTubers that you're trying to blame of taking advantage of people are actually taking advantage of people. People, before getting into any kinds of contest like this, should clearly read the rules. And once again, HoloLive has them clearly spelled out. So it's just ignorance at this point from this person. Let's continue. The number of people defending unpaid labor is disgusting. Yep, thank you for being a voice of reason here. Oh, they're really trying to make an issue out of it. Whereas this is like a completely different issue here. It's nothing to do with this. Imagine being angry over a fun little contest that didn't even promise reward in the first place. What should Holo members also monetarily compensate artists for using some of the artworks for their thumbnails? Yes, actually. Fanblaze drive a significant portion of traffic, after all. Sorry, but if you're making fan art, music, or other forms of media with the intent of getting monetary compensation from a content creator you're making for, you should rethink how you create fan works for content creators and VTubers. The fans aren't to blame here. We literally have Caillou, who created HoloCure and was recently released on Steam. And it's actually one of the biggest Holo fan games out there and exposing newcomers about HoloLive. Is he asking for compensation? Hell no. In fact, he outright refuses any money. And the game currently has a lot more players on Steam than Overwatch 2 has. Both free-to-play games, mind you. It just shows how goodwills breed more goodwills. Naruto blew up for doing those free HoloLive 3D video. And now he ended up working officially with cover on so many projects. There's also Caillou with HoloCure 2, which is pretty much self-explanatory at this point. He's blocking everyone that don't agree with him, lol. Dude is as slimy as his hair, hopefully Holo blacklists him. Well, considering that he's going after Holo talent so blatantly, I don't think he has much of a future when it comes to working with them again. Kali might have been a one-off thing, but after this, I'll think they will stay away. I can't stand accounts leeching on creators' names. You made 50 seconds of music for Morty. It's like a McDonald's worker proudly displaying that they made a burger for someone. You should pay her for using her name in your bio. And Morty was incredibly professional. All HoloLens creators should follow her example. You mean like when Morty did a remix cover event without offering any payment or prize? Didn't see you complaining then? You just admit you're doing this for attention. I don't keep up with Morty's content, so I wouldn't have known. If I wanted attention, I think of much easier ways to get it. I wonder. I do wonder about that. Attention seeker got destroyed and blocking someone. You love to see it. Bro, what the hell? Not everything is about money. Don't get triggered just because they happen to be a big name company from a company you once assisted. God talk about burning bridges. Hope you stay irrelevant for the rest of your days. Peace. So many indie creators work hard to pay their composers out of their own pockets. But it's hard to watch the big guns use their fame to take advantage of new composers for free work. Damn, I guess next time a VTuber asks for my room picture for their room review stream, I should ask them to pay me. LOL. And then they proceeded to block people for just disagreeing with his opinions. Why are you mad at fun little context? Not everything is about money. Maybe some people just want to create fun shit for their Oshis. Plus, every Hololive talent give credit anyway, lol. Disgusting. And the block. And yeah, that's it. That's the history of Joshua Tailpale, who decided to go after Hololive for no particular reason. Because I don't think there's any other reason than attention. And just completely not understanding how the culture, the fandom culture of Hololive works. And VTuber culture in general. But for right now, that's everything. Hope to see you on the next one.